there seem to be some strange things happening in China where you have people who are high up in authority suddenly disappearing, like the Minister for Foreign Affairs. It looks as though President Xi, dictator Xi, is reaffirming his authority and creating a much more Maoist or Stalinist regime than seemed to prevail beforehand.
I agree with you. We just had the defence minister who was sort of dragged off the stage, not literally, but figuratively in the last few weeks. The senior command of China's strategic rocket forces, that's the part of the military that looks after their nuclear capability, that was purged just recently. And Xi, will regularly purge the intelligence apparatus, the senior generals, in ways which look absolutely like Stalin and the sort of 1940s and 1950s. And so, in fact, I think that China is now looking in the way its political leadership behaves a lot more like North Korea, or a lot more like China during the Cultural Revolution, where one man's rule was really sufficient, and people could be disappeared from senior positions with no explanation ever provided. It's a feature of, I think, the twilight days of authoritarian systems. And Xi Jinping, for whatever reason, people can sort of talk about his own experience of seeing his father purged in the late 1950s at the very beginning of the Cultural Revolution. But I think that Xi Jinping sees this as a way of sustaining his own control. And even though he's now purging his own people, these are people that he's put into positions of authority, it is a way of demonstrating his sole control. And what that means is that it undermines the capacity of the Communist Party to say to Xi Jinping, well, maybe this isn't working. Maybe this would be a really bad idea to launch a military operation against Taiwan. In fact, it would be a really bad idea for them to do that. But if there's no one around in the party to give that type of frank advice to Xi, I think that that lifts the risk factor even more in coming years.